The origin story of Gatorade is genuinely scientific. In 1965, researchers at the University of Florida, concerned about why Gator football players were performing poorly in the Florida heat and failing to urinate despite consuming fluids, formulated a drink designed to replace the specific electrolytes lost through prolonged, intense sweating in high heat conditions. The players in that study were losing sodium, potassium, and chloride through sweat at rates that water alone could not adequately replace, creating physiological conditions that impaired muscle function and cardiovascular performance. The drink worked for them. The science was real. The application was legitimate. What happened to that science over the subsequent 6 decades is one of the more instructive examples of how a solution calibrated for a specific problem gets marketed until it becomes the standard treatment for the entire population, including the vast majority who don't have the problem it was designed to address. Gatorade is now one of the most heavily marketed beverages in the world, and it is marketed specifically to children and recreational exercisers whose physiological needs bear essentially no resemblance to the conditions under which the original research was conducted. A child playing 45 minutes of recreational soccer in moderate temperatures, drinking Gatorade from the sideline, is not replacing depleted electrolytes. They are consuming 34 grams of sugar and artificial dyes for a physiological problem they don't have. The electrolyte replacement rationale collapses under scrutiny for anyone exercising under approximately 60 to 90 minutes at moderate intensity. Exercise science establishes that meaningful electrolyte depletion requiring intervention beyond water occurs primarily during prolonged endurance exercise, marathon running, triathlon competition, extended cycling in heat, or high-intensity training in genuinely hot and humid conditions. The recreational athlete who does a 40-minute gym session, the child who plays a recreational sports game, the office worker who takes a brisk walk, the weekend hiker on a temperate day. None of these people face electrolyte depletion that water cannot adequately address. What they face, if they drink Gatorade, is 34 grams of sugar their body must process, artificial colorings linked in some research to behavioral effects in children, and the reinforcement of a mental framework that equates physical activity with the need for a sweetened beverage. The dental erosion data on sports drinks in children is particularly damning. Sports drinks are highly acidic, typically with a pH around 2.9 to 3.7, comparable to cola. And their combination of acidity with sugar creates conditions for enamel erosion that the American Academy of Pediatric Dentistry has flagged repeatedly. Children who consume sports drinks regularly show measurably higher rates of dental erosion than those who consume water, a finding documented across multiple studies and consistent with the chemistry of what these products contain. Pediatric dentists have been raising this concern for years to limited public effect because the marketing volume for sports drinks vastly exceeds the reach of clinical guidance. The celebrity endorsement infrastructure that maintains sports drink culture deserves explicit recognition as a factor distorting consumer perception. When elite athletes with superhuman physiological profiles endorse products in their professional capacity, which often involves genuinely extreme exertion where electrolyte replacement has legitimate value, and those endorsements are viewed by sedentary children and casual gym-goers who internalize the association, the marketing achieves something remarkable. It transfers the legitimacy of a real scientific application to a population for whom the application doesn't apply. A simple glass of water and a banana provides more meaningful electrolyte replenishment for most exercising people than a bottle of Gatorade, at a fraction of the cost and none of the sugar load. That's not a radical nutritional position. It's just reading the science without the jersey attached.